thus far been for you in the COVEN Institute to date?
To know that the things that I thought about and questioned as a child, all those things have been answered. Even whether or not I asked them out loud or if anybody knew what I was thinking, every last question has been answered and some things have been confirmed, and I'm just excited that I got an opportunity to be here.
Yes.
The consistency makes it a lifestyle. Like you're about that life, like you're putting it first.
What will you take away from the foraging today?
Well, first of what nature has to offer, how many things you can utilize in one plant, and elevating the understanding of that, and then the different seasons from a foraging aspect, and that it's all connected with the elements, and magic is just the bonus of it.
You know, a lot of people confuse the idea of appreciation and gratitude. Gratitude is the action of appreciation. Appreciation is simply the acknowledgement of it.
But it was really good. I'm a very visual person, so to see you manipulate and be in that element, that was really, I was very intrigued by that.
Yes.
Because just to see as you breathe, the way you move, the way you walk, and how nature responds to it, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you. Bonjour, bonjour, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien. Bienvenue sur mon chaîne, je suis Lorena Du. I am the HOODOO Queen. Welcome to my channel. And I wanted to just take a moment to again say congratulations to the graduating class, summer graduating class, summer 2024 of the Country South HOODOO Institute of Traditional African American Conjure, Roots Work, and Divination. So it just brings me so much joy, again, just to revisit that and to see that. And then also now to have concluded our enrollment. Our open enrollment is now closed, and we do have the next up and coming class for summer 2025. So yes, yes, it's definitely a beautiful and great experience, without a doubt. Um, Merci, Sophia. Merci beaucoup. Merci. So, anyways, I wanted to just briefly just ask anybody that is here, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet, kind comment below. Definitely leave a comment after this video and let me know your thoughts and your feeling about the topic that we will be discussing today. And turn on your notification and post notification buttons, please. Merci, merci beaucoup. All right. So again, that was the graduating class. We have a couple of announcements today. We had people ask questions and things been out here and people heard this and people felt that and all kinds of things. Hello, Impressive Magic, Amanda, Didi, Josie, Marquise, Violet, Ice and Snow Show, Devo Evolutions, Cameron, Sophia, Brandon, Lady Ann, Casey, Isaac, Bossman. We have Guided Butterfly, Justine, Nina, Officially Eden. Hello, everybody. Petter, Kai, hello, everybody. Again, welcome. And we are going to jump into this conversation here in just a moment of unlocking your power. That's what this video is about today, is unlocking your power. And it is a key to your power. A key, not the key, but a key. And this one key has many different locks that it can tap into. But I will just say again that we have had people ask questions and people wondered and people was like, Queen, I really enjoyed this particular event. Is it going to come again? When are you going to do this? So forth and so on. And with that being said, I would like to take a moment to express and communicate that we are in fact announcing here today the Working Ritual Weekend Volume 3, Lifting the Veil. The Working Ritual Weekend Volume 3 is going to be a massive weekend as we actually are going to do a couple of different things and fun elements. For example, we will have our Sunset and Spirit Soiree. This is on Friday night. Last year when we had it out in the park, we met at the pavilion as a meet and greet. This year, we are going to meet, greet, and eat. But not only that, we are actually going to give honor to our ancestors during that time. For the Working Ritual Weekend, it is a point in time and space that we are literally learning how to connect to source in those things. But this year, it's about lifting the veil. If you are a psychic, if you are a seer, if you are a dreamer, if you in any shape, way, form, or fashion feel that you could be a medium or have any kind of seership abilities to any capacity, this year we are going, I'm teaching you actually how to, again, connect to source. But this year we're connecting to your sight. So every year we're going to be elevating on the idea and the structure of source, understanding what source is, what it looks like, what it feels like. And so this is available now. Now there are limited spaces here. But we are going to be undelving and unpacking, unlocking your psychic ability. We are also going to be unlocking your mediumship abilities. We will be doing a purification ritual. And of course, we got to go back to our Sunset River cruise. So understand that this is going to be a great experience. And people say, well, why is this so different than the Conjure Fact? Well, for the first thing, understand that the Conjure Fed for years have moved very fast. It's a lot of information all at one time kind of deal. Working Ritual Weekend, it is all about doing the work. It's not the conversation of me giving you tools and tools and tools and all kinds of things. No, we are literally in this space so that we can access what we can do real time with my guidance. Now, one of the special things about this year is there's a 3-day option and a 2-day option. So what's the difference? Choosing the 3-day option gives you the ability to experience the Friday night Sunset and Spirit Soiree, ancestor reverence, honoring, and social. So that's what that is going to be. La dîner social, d'accord? And then from that, we have our 2 days when we do the work. There's work we do Saturday morning and Saturday evening, Sunday morning and Sunday evening. In between that, we do a little bit of foraging and those kind of things as well. And this is our 3rd year for doing this. And excuse me, in fact, and I have to be honest with you all, I am very, very, very adamant about making sure that I do show my gratitude and appreciation towards each and every one of you. And what I mean by that is this. What I mean by that is this. The Institute has already been notified and given the links and a discount to the Working Ritual Weekend. Also, they already know what the July Community Service is. But in addition to that, so does the Virtual Coven, And so right now, I am actually putting in the description box. Give me 2 seconds. I believe the roofer is on the roof next door trying to fix these leaks, and he's wasting his time. But that's not on me. It's thundering and everything. So, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Voila. Oh yeah, definitely on the roof. It's giving Santa. Definitely. All right. And 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, well, it's actually making it a little bit difficult for me to do that. Normally it allows me, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine. What we're going to do is come right over here. And I'm just going to squeeze in real quick. Okay. So now that has been saved, and the links are over in the description box. So now you're able to go and check that out if you so desire. Now, before everyone starts running away and begin purchasing all the things, I got to remind you that you actually can do all of your payments in 4 increments. So you can separate everything in 4 increments. So merci, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Complimenting the earrings of it all. Yes, and just in case you all are not aware, because I know the Working Ritual Weekend is like a really, really big thing that a lot of people do are sort of new to. I know the Conjure Fed is going on now for almost 8 years. But just so that you are aware of the Working Ritual Weekend, let me share that with you. Number 1, numéro 1, d'accord? It is truly the clearing of mind, body, spirit, environment. We are literally feeding the fire through our desire. I speak this, therefore I shift that. And you need to obtain protection from 4 different locations. And you do that by trusting your ability with that protective spirit. All right, so there's that. So we have the working ritual weekend. I mean, it's a whole thing, but it gives you a different set of spiritual, mm, not just guidance and attention, but nurturing that is very much different from the fat. Um, and next year's fat is going to be incredibly different than any other fats, but um, this is one of those moments that you really don't want to miss. Working Ritual Weekend is my absolute favorite. It's very different. It's very different. Like if you are interested in really when people say, Queen, I want you to mentor me, or Queen, I would like to have this done, or could you help me with this? I am not saying here are the tools. Now I am letting you access what you can, and we are making things happen in that moment. And this year with the Working Ritual Weekend is very much different, because when we talk about these people that say, oh, I'm intuitive, well, you can intuit and input wherever you want to, okay? Because I am talking to those that truly are dreaming things coming to pass, prophesizing things coming to pass, visualizing, seeing things coming to pass, hearing things, and then things happen. Seeing images, people, etc. Don't know them, maybe you know them, maybe you don't. This is that thing where we are going to really unlock and lift the veil. We're lifting the veil in that particular way. And then there again, we will be doing other things like the ancestral reverence, the purification ritual. And this will be part of our foraging, connecting to source, foraging, grabbing the things we need, and then going back and doing our purification ritual that evening. And then again, our river cruise, etc., so forth and so on. There are limited spaces at the Working Ritual Weekend. Just to show you all, here are a couple of images that you can see here, that the cabins that we have. So you have this one here. This is the Sibley and Peter's cabins, is how this looks. It is truly like HOODOO summer camp or fall camp. We have the bunk bed. It's all made of pine. There's your shower, your walk-in shower. And so this is one of the cabins here. And then there's another cabin. And we have the court cabins and the imperial cabin. What's the difference between the imperial cabin and the court cabins? Well, the imperial cabin has me. You get a reading with me, in-person reading with me. That's where I will be. And those individuals have full access to me during the entire weekend and after hours. So, voila, voila. That's what you have with that. So, last but not least, I do need to mention our July community service, which is our Crown of Success community service. Bring success financially, professionally, and financial clarity. This gives you the financial freedom you need. And this sort of goes right into our conversation today, actually. But speaking of specific financial freedom, really understanding what that takes, what that looks like, and if you have the things to necessarily make that happen. It comes with exclusive Crown of Success bath salt, dirt, and oil. We do not sell Crown of Success anything on our website. So this is, in fact, an inclusive item that you will not get until I do this again. And this is not a service that I normally do annually. This is not one of those annual services that I normally do. Normally during this time, I'm doing a reset ritual, a reset time, because it's the part is to eliminate X, Y, and Z over the course of the year, which is why you also know that I'm just not putting things in rotation. We've already done a purification. So what are we cleaning up now? You already have the May rain and the holy water. you already can purify. So what are we doing? The math isn't mathing. It's like those things where I tell you when you go into these charlatan stores that are like, here's a fixed candle, but here's herbs, here's oils, here's powders to fix it. So is it fixed or is it broken? So yeah, so anyways, that is available. The link is over in the bio. There are limited options here. There are limited options. If you want the full bundle, you get all three of those. Now, again, you must say, Queen, oh my goodness, that's so much all in one time. But let me remind you, do not go, oh my goodness, I can't afford this. I can't do this. You can separate this into 4 easy payments. You can choose that as an option during PayPal. So remember this. Let me make it very clear. These are limited items. I'm also needing to communicate this as well. You do not have to next Sunday to get this service. You have until this Wednesday to get the service, because I'm actually going to be doing the service this Friday. Okay? I'm doing the service this Friday because there's multiple reasons. One of the first reasons is it's the 8th month. Number 2, Friday is in fact the day you work your money, you work your luck, you work your finances, you work your profession, you work your career, and those things. So that's why I'm doing it this Friday. Do not miss out. You have until Wednesday. You have until this Wednesday to make that your reality. So you have 4 days to knock it out of the water here. So, but again, I'm going to also just encourage you to know this. Coven, you have a coupon waiting for you in our private groups with the Working Ritual Weekend. Institute students and alumni, you have been notified. You have a coupon as well. In addition to being able to separate it into 4 easy payments. Miss your community service and the Working Ritual Weekend if you want to. And if you know me, like you should know me by now, there'll be something special for those who get the bundle, for the community service, and there'll be something special waiting for my Working Ritual Weekend individuals once you arrive. So just keep all of that in mind, okay? Oh, I do apologize, Emily. I did not know that. Did not know that at all. So, alrighty. Hello, Nazare. How are you doing? If you are in the virtual coven, you would have already received the coupon. And if you are in the institute, I have actually put it in every institute already, both the coupons and the flyers and all of those things. So all of that is done. All right. So, all right, Cam, you said the code for the institute did not take. All right, let me make sure. Hold up. Well, nope, because there's only one coupon for the Working Ritual Weekend. So let me see. Oh, I know why. Excuse me. I made a mistake. Try it now. I put CH data instead of the other way. It was a typo on my end. So anyways, You should be good now. Have fun, everybody. All right. So, hello, Diamond Williams. How are you doing? Welcome. Bonjour, je dis bonjour. Comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien sûr. Pour moi, je suis, sur ce moment, je me sais bien parce que je suis bien reposée hier soir. Le, ça va, ça va, ça va. Je suis très, très, très déterminée pour la vidéo aujourd'hui. Ou maintenant. Allez. Comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu? Tu es très belle et magnifique. Merci, merci. Je te prie. Merci beaucoup. Merci. Kenny, just stay tuned. There's a lot that I just went through over these past 30 minutes and that I went through over the past 30 minutes. And so let me start to conjure up babysitters. Is there a coupon for both community service? No, just working ritual weekend, my dear. Just working ritual weekend. All right. So, oh yeah, so Kenny, so before I guess because Kenny is here, I'm gonna just mention this really quick one more time, everybody. First and foremost, we have the Working Ritual Weekend, which is available now. There are limited spots for the Imperial cabins, the court cabins. There's a 3-day option. There's more going on this year than it was last year. There's a soiree. There's an ancestral evening social that we'll be having. This is Lifting the Veil. That is available now. Ticket sales end September 29th. Okay. That is available. There are coupons for the Coven members, Spellcast members, and the Institute members. All right. We then also have our voila. We also then have our July community service, which is available now as well. And there are limited bundles as well as oils for this community service. I also was just communicating to everybody to please make sure that you use your payment options of, first and foremost, use your coupons and use the options to separate your payments into 4. So this way you can do the working ritual weekend and your community service. Do not miss out. Okay, now let us get into it. Okay, I understood a little bit. Give me 6 months. It's so funny, impressive magic. You think 6 months is going to do it, but what you'll learn is in 6 months, once you understand what you understand, that everything that you know doesn't matter. That's how French works. That's how French works. So, and it's because, when it comes to like freezes, there's just certain things that, like, for example, you'll have like some people that'll tell you like sensationnel. What people will say, okay, that means like fantastic. But in fact it means sensational. But if you want to say, like, for example, you would never say je suis excité, like I am excited, because it has a vulgar type of response. But in fact, to the to enthusiast, for example, so you are enthusiastic would be that kind of thing. So voila. How many spots are open for the Imperial cabin? 4. 4. Yes, so there's only 4 spots. And for the Imperial cabin, once purchased, I will be reaching out to you for a private consultation just so that I can get to know who you are prior to getting into the cabins with me, because you got to vet people these days. We impressive magic. All right. Si magnifique. Et voilà, voilà. So yeah, so all of my Imperial cabin people, you already see last year I had a nice group and y'all picked those Imperial cabins up fast. Um, there's only 4 spots. Don't miss out. It would be great to have the same group from last year, but it already looks like it's going to be a different set of people. Let's get into the today's conversation. So today's conversation is about our unlocking your power. Unlocking your power, a key to your power. And what inspired this was, in fact, the graduation, in addition to what I was going to do for the Spellcast podcast this week. And for those that didn't see the graduation video, I'll just show you again very quick. How has this experience thus far been for you in the Conjure Institute to date?
To know that the things that I thought about and questioned as a child, all those things have been answered. Even whether or not I asked them out loud or if anybody knew what I was thinking, every last question has been answered and some things have been confirmed, and I'm just excited that I got an opportunity to be here.
Yes.
The consistency makes it a lifestyle. Like you're about that life, like you're putting it first.
What will you take away from the foraging today?
Well, first of what nature has to offer, how many things you can utilize in one plant, and elevating the understanding of that, and then the different seasons from a foraging aspect, and that it's all connected with the elements, and magic is just the bonus of it.
You know, a lot of people confuse the idea of appreciation and gratitude. Gratitude is the action of appreciation. Appreciation is simply the acknowledgement of it.
But it was really good. I'm a very visual person, so to see you manipulate and be in that element, that was really, I was very intrigued by that.
Yes.
Because just to see as you breathe, the way you move, the way you walk, and how nature responds to it, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you. So, if you listen, first and foremost, again, congratulations, graduates, again. But if you listen to those testimonies throughout the weekend, one of the key elements that you're going to hear is consistency. Okay? Le croyance. And that is a key to your power. One of the statements was, due to the consistency, it went from essentially this thing of practice, going to things when you need them, to it becoming a lifestyle. So in today's conversation, as we begin to unpack and we begin to truly understand a key to your power, it is going to be part consistency. So we have to begin to say, well, what has to be consistent? What has to be consistent? Okay. So the very first thing I must ask you when we have this conversation here is, do you know or are you aware of the resources that you have? Are you aware of the resources that you have? Not the resources that you want, not what you think you need, but are you aware of what you actually possess in this moment? When we are talking about unlocking your power, why is this important? Why does this even have any relevance to any of these things, right? Um, Lady Anne says, oh, Queen, a few days ago, I said I wanted to donate to your future little one, but my money was stagnant. And you said those who bless me gets blessed. So I donated, not so I donated, but not what I wanted. Went to bingo and won. I'm telling you, if y'all listen to me, you're gonna be well, well off. You know, um, you're gonna be well, well off. I Sometimes I do just like stay quiet about certain things, but I even tell people whenever I do spiritual work for them, the moment you trust me is the moment moves begin to make. The moment you trust me is the moment that we begin to get things moving, get things going. All right. Yes, blessed and able to send what I want. I really wanted to donate. This is why I rock with you. Thank you, Lady Anne. I greatly appreciate you. You're so, so kind. Um, but yes, so that's the thing about it. If you listen to me, and like I said, I want to mention this though. I want to mention this real quick because I think a lot of people really are dismissed or ignored or pushed to the side. And this is what I'm going to love about the Working Ritual Weekend, because a big part of what I know is I want to establish empowerment and confidence in those that rock with me, right? Um, and and a lot of times, and I'm gonna just be very honest with you, a lot of you as children saw things, heard things, done things, but made to feel as though you were crazy or you're making things up or you just got an active imagination and all of those things. And so you begin to doubt your own ability, not even the power, but your own ability. Um, but let me communicate this. Your gift, your abilities cannot be validated by someone that did not give you your gifts and abilities. No one has to validate a bird can fly or a fish can swim. It's doing it. Whether you see it or not, know it or not, it is what it is. And so I'm going to take a stand if I can. Um, and so that being said, it's very important for you all to begin to operate in this space of, and this is what the Working Ritual Weekend is about, especially this year, is trusting self. Really, really trusting yourself, point blank, period. It is imperative that you do. So if you trust yourself, or you can even trust me, or better yet, if you trust me and I let you stay in my space, then know that there's a certain trust I have for you. So even that should communicate your deservingness to be in spaces and places with those that are able to bless you, etc., so forth and so on. But thank you, Lady Ann Sims, for that. That trust of going, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and give what I can now, and going to bingo and winning to be able to give what you wanted is a perfect example of that. So the thing is, the first question I ask is, are you aware of your resources and what you have, not what you want? What you have, not what you want. So a lot of people get very caught up with, oh my goodness, I'm not, or here, for example, my money stagnant, or my love life isn't where I want it to be, or I'm not seeing the favor that I desire, or I continuously get hit with negativity or very bad, um, very bad um, events come about, etc., so forth and so on, right? Well, a lot of people then also go, well, I did not have this to do A, B to get C, or I did not have that to do A, B, A and B to get the result of C. And a lot of times people put this thing of I need the knife, or I need that anointed um um concrete figure for my ancestors, or I need my little eschew, or I need da, 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 all of this stuff. I need. And the reality is, no, you don't need no knife to remove this person. You just needed to open your cabinet and pull out some salt. What do you have? And so the thing here is you got to begin to get consistent with what you have, not what you want. Get consistent with what you have so you can then utilize those resources to get what you want. You don't go buy corn and plant it to get corn. When you already have corn um, that has been sowed and fertilized and watered, and you've given it sun. But if you become so focused on what you want that you don't look at what you have will go on, um, it will go neglected. Okay, it'll go neglected. You will neglect this thing, and so for this particular reason, it dies. And yes, now you have the corn, but guess what? The corn has already been picked. It does not even have roots. So you can't even, so that's a whole different thing. So the thing that I'm talking about here, and the point that I want to make is you got to begin to really understand what you actually have. So one of the best things that you have right out of the gate, even if you have zero magic, you have the ability to access candles. Are you working with your candles? You have dirt, salts, oils, cards, I think those are in the other unit, perfumes and waters, etc. So you have resources, you have abilities, or you have the resources to do things. Do you know your resources? Do you know your resources? So sometimes some of you go, well, I need a house, or I need more money, or I need this and I need that. Queen. Well, I want queen. Well, I want queen. Well, I want queen. Well, I want queen. Well, have you not done a year's worth of community services? Do you not have any oils or salts or dirts or whatever? Or it's a thing of I want to spend, or I want to get the biggest, baddest, strongest thing, but I don't have $8,000 to send queen. I'm never charging about $8,000 in my life, but I don't have $8,000 because that's what you want. You want queen to just put her stamp on it. When in reality, queen is saying, hey, look, you can get a community service. You can do a community service for the crown of success. Use what you have. If you got 80 and you don't have 8,000, use what you have. Lady Ann, I did not send what I want, but I sent what I could. but I sent what I could. One moment, please. So my thing is, don't, and I have to go back to this conversation when we're talking about unlocking your power, unlocking your magic, unlocking your abilities, etc., so forth and so on. Again, going back to even the Working Ritual Weekend, which we're going to really delve into that, is understanding this thing of I keep seeing people not make moves because they're not making moves because I don't have 23 herbs to do my 23 herb bath. Your great grandmother did not have 23 herbs to do a 23 herb bath. That is BS. Your grandmother said, you know what? Give me that salt, give me that vinegar, give me your hair. Give me start the fire in a little bit and go grab a little bit of that pine bark or that resin or rosin. My people like to say rosin. So go get the rosin, okay? So you get the rose, and you get this, you get that. You had what you needed. Are you aware of the resources you have versus what you think you want or that you think you need? You know what? Hold up. I'm going to put these back in, but I got to take these off real quick. And I need y'all to come in real close. Come in real close. Listen to me well. I just had this conversation with a very dear client, student, I can even say friend about this because this is super important and you all listen very well. Don't you dare. You hear me? Hold on, one moment, please. Écoutez, s'il vous plaît, ma chère. Don't you dare give your power, your magic, your protection to any deity or entity. Don't you dare. And I want to make this part very, very clear to all of you. Okay? The Orisha did not give you your seership ability. That was your grandmama. That was your granddaddy. That was your mother. That may have been your father. Don't you dare give your protection to something you do not know. Don't you dare do it. Because I want y'all to understand this very clear, incredibly clear. And don't you forget it. It's not one god or goddess, no matter if it's Abrahamic, African, Asian, Malaysian, Peruvian, Remy, I don't know any other kind, Yaqui, whatever. Listen good. That's going to bless you just because you give them an offering or even devotion. To dismiss what you have is to dismiss your blood. To dismiss what you can do with what you know is a dismissal, is a berating to your blood, your gifts, your protection, your sight, your supernatural abilities, your spiritual herbal allies, plant allies, root allies, curios, etc. I told y'all at the conjure fact, and I made myself clear then. Someone may have the knowledge and wisdom. It does not mean they have the personal integrity. Understand that the knowledge and wisdom that they have, that they say they can give, that they say they can pour into you, comes on the back of their integrity, morals, and own desires. Y'all, in 2024, we don't deal with the same kind of elders I grew up with. See, I grew up in a time with elders where it wasn't a job, it was a service to the community. Queen Susie did not have a sign out in her front yard or even an LLC. It was simply a service to the community and a donation if the community could give it. Because what we were taught growing up is if you take care of your people going to take care of you. Point blank, period, all day, every day. That's why every woman in the community was a mama, whether she birthed a child or not. Because we understood that thing, that we had what we needed. We've always have had what we needed. But we become blinded by what we think we're supposed to have and what we want. And people ask, why are your institute students so good at what they do? And why do you praise them the way that you do? Not all of them, but the majority. Is because they move in truth. It's because they understand the value of themselves and now what they can do, not what they dreamt about doing, what they claim they wanted to do. So when we're in this space, we have to remember and ask that question. And I tell y'all this all the time. Your people have always had what they needed, and so do you. And so do you. So when you are wondering, why aren't my things working? My question to you is, are you working? Or are you still in that same Abrahamic Christian indoctrination of let me go to God when everything's going wrong? Let me go to Jesus when everything has fallen to shambles. But before then, you didn't even get on your knees. You didn't decide, you weren't standing on business. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. Okay. You weren't on your knees praying. You wasn't kneeling at the cross. You wasn't standing on business. You wasn't 1-2 stepping. You wasn't giving up none of that. None of that. Until, oh my goodness, I can't pay this bill. God, if you just one more time, please, I beg you. I promise if. Well, guess what it looks like today? Every single day, You just maneuvering, wake up Monday, drinking your this and the thing, going to the Starbucks, da 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 da, moving, 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 moving. All you do is move. You're going, going, going. You're out doing this, doing that, every single day of the week. And then guess what? You look in that bank account and it looks funny. And then you like, Queen, I feel that, things have just been stagnant. The money ain't coming in like it used to. Well, love, you done finished the institute. You've graduated. I taught you how to do work with no magic. I taught you about just how to do the traditions and the customs without even lighting a candle. I taught you how to, get things from the larger aspects of our lives. I can't say certain things because certain things, which is why you got to be part of the institute, because I teach particular things. I've taught you how to do things in the first 4 months simply just based off of living like your people have lived. Why aren't you living it? So when we go back to that video and you hear one of the students says, consistency until it becomes a lifestyle. And it has to be consistency with your candles. How often are you lighting candles? How often are you dealing with fire? How often are you looking at that flame? When you did your Conscious Health Hoodoo Institute and you had to answer those questions about candles, are you taking time and looking at your candle? Because we know it doesn't matter what color it is. But when I'm lighting this candle, am I focusing on the language of the flame? How is this responding? Or did I just light it just to light it and supposed to just go, oh well, we'll just see how what the glass does. No. How she did on Get Out? No. Okay? No. Okay? How many days, how many minutes, or even seconds are you absolutely taking a moment to just understand what the flame is saying? Shaman. Oh my goodness. I haven't recovered from the fire working from last year's working ritual weekend. Baby, that working ritual weekend worked you. You got a lot of things. You had a lot going on for the working ritual weekend. As I am making a floor wash with the cleaner and ancestor water from August. Yes, indeed. Get to work. And so it's about the consistency of that when you're literally are with your flame. And then it is, how consistent are you with your flame, with money, with protection, with love, with health, with removal, with whatever it is, how consistent. And that consistency also taps into your discipline, because it's super important to understand that it's not just you light the same protection candle every day. It is, you've done these classes, you got a whole cabinet full of herbs. How am I working this candle? Am I just working the fixed candle? Or am I actually taking it upon myself? Oh, my s'il te plaît. Et voilà. Voilà. Uh-oh. Or am I taking it upon myself to understand what this looks like? Do I understand what this looks like without it being a fixed candle or having it fixed by me versus how does that protection fire look with peppermint, with lemon balm, with that? How consistent are you with what you already have? I just bought my cabin ticket community service bundle and looking at booking my flight. Don't really have the money, but I got trust and worth to be on. And trust and believe me, Isaac, the fact that you've already done it, I guarantee you, you got twice as much coming already, without a doubt. So, and so it's super important to understand what is your consistency with that. When you begin to be consistent like that with fixed products, in addition to being consistent with your own cabinet of things, a confidence imprints in you and with you to a level and to a space that without a doubt is unshakable and unbreakable. Why? Because you and your people built it. Even if I gave you the tools, you did the work. So it's super important to understand that. And it's the same when you get with your salts as well. There's no difference. There's no difference. How consistent are you with your salts? Are they fixed? Have you told them who they are, what they're going to do? Did you lay them down or did you put them in a bath? Or did you put it in a bag? Did you put it in a doll? How consistent are you with working with what you have, not what you want? How consistent? How consistent are you with that? Where is your discipline with that? Okay? When it comes to your oils, how consistent are you with anointing your hands and touching people versus anointing an object and gifting it versus anointing a bath or wash or soak? How consistent and disciplined are you with those things? With your dirt. How consistent, not just with using fixed dirt, but how consistent are you with collecting dirt versus dust versus powder? How consistent are you with that? Because through that consistency, it literally has no other response than to truly unlock a part of your power. And do you know what that power is? Certainty. And if you're certain, then you're secure. And if you're secure, you're confident. And if you're confident, then you know. And if you know, baby, that's your faith. Baby, that's your faith. And it's very, very important to understand how that is all so connected. So before we get a little bit farther along this particular space, and again, this video is about a key to unlocking your power. And so a key is consistency. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this in just a moment. But before we do, I do want to just bring up those couple of things I brought up at the beginning. First and foremost, our working ritual weekend is available now. The tickets are in fact on sale. It is a 3-day weekend in the wilderness with me if you choose the Imperial option, which there are only 4 spots for that, or the Court Cabins. There are limited spots. We will be having a Sunsets and Spirit soiree and Ancestral Reverence evening. We then will have our Psychic Unlock, our Mediumship Unlocked, where we are truly going to unlock your abilities. I'm going to give you things to do real time in that moment where you are going to connect to the dead. You're going to connect to the dead. And I'm going to show you how. And not to this space of, oh my goodness, will the dead take me over? No, but this is connecting to who is present. See, a lot of people have this misconception that if you're a medium, you can summon the spirits. It's not summoning. It is truly just connecting to who and or what is available. And I will give you guys an opportunity to see what that looks like. And then also give you an opportunity, if you so desire, to do that. And if you don't desire, you will then know what to do and how to do things in order to expand, develop, and evolve your mediumship abilities. The same with your seership psychic ability. But all of that is available now. And I do just want to remind you that number 1, numéro 1, d'accord? It is truly the clearing of mind, body, spirit, environment. We are literally feeding the fire through our desire. I speak this, therefore I shift that. And you need to obtain protection from 4 different locations. And you do that by trusting your ability with that protective spirit. Okay, and so that is just a recap from last year, just to show you all a little bit of what you're getting into when you join me at the Working Ritual Weekend. It's definitely a vibe. It's such a good time. So there's that. But then also too, we also have our July community service, which is available right now. This is your Crown of Success community service. This is a service that I have not performed in quite some time, but it comes with Crown of Success salt, dirt, and oil. None of these things we sell on our website, but this will bring financial freedom. And it's interesting, I was talking to my family over this weekend, and I literally was asking, how does it do this? And I understand the sense, but what was communicated to me was actually the recipe comes from particular herbs and roots that are specific to leaders of um, our tribes or our villages, not necessarily mine particular, but different African nations. And these particular herbs were put together to give us the wisdom to, um, these were things that kings and queens and royals would be smoked in order to have the mental clarity they need to rule over their kingdoms, etc., so forth and so on. So there's that. What trouble are y'all getting into? Um, so hold on now. Where is that Halloween party? Um, Listen, sunsets and spirits. I didn't say, listen, y'all be expecting me just to be like, come in and let's just, you never know. You may be getting the Hoodoo Queen. You could be getting Queen Cotalia. You could just be getting Cotalia. You just don't know. And actually, we are going to be in the we actually will be moving into our um Days of the Dead. We'll be getting into the season of Gede. We'll be getting into literally lifting the veil during this particular time. So, um, yes, I was typing Peter's Cabin Crew. Yes, indeed. So, um, and of course, we'll be sending you all information. But what I wanted to remind everybody is this. There's coupons for the Working Ritual Weekend if you are a Coven member or a Spellcast Podcast member. There is a coupon if you are a student or an alumni of the Conjure South Hoodoo Institute. And remember that you can separate your final payment into 4 easy payments via PayPal. Okay? Via PayPal. So just keep that in mind, please. Those cabins are selling quick. Well, we do provide snacks and food, but like I said, Friday night, that's all I'm going to say. I mean, I'm not going to tell you, but I want to. My thing. Um, yeah, we'll see. I have to consult with my inner being to see. Because I have a really, really cute idea. Just because, I'm here for a theme, right? I'm here for a theme, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, so, anyways, I'm gonna just let that be for now. At this given point in time, I want to open the floor for a couple of questions. If anyone has any questions about the topic today, and if you are confused about what I'm saying or any of those things, and um, as we are waiting for if there are any questions, if anybody wants to join, I just put the link in below. Um, to communicate, even when people talk about, I am not hearing my people. I am not, my ancestors aren't speaking. Um, I'm not hearing my people. What, how am I going to do this? So forth and so on, da 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 da, da woo woo woo, all of these things. And I want to make it very clear to everybody. One of the main components to your one of the main components. Oh, voila. I'll let Tanisha in just a moment. Um, is consistency. If you want to hear your people, are you consistent with meeting them daily? Hello, Tanisha. How are you?
I am well. How about yourself?
I am good. How may I help you today?
So I had a question. You sort of kind of answered it already, though, because you talked about consistency, and I believe this question came up either in the coven or in one of the lives. But I think it was just like to kind of talk about like your routine, and what does a day in the life of Queen looks like in terms of not so much working, but just sort of custom and tradition and things that we've learned along the way. So that's just sort of my question, like you personally and your practice. Like, is there, in your personal practice, I should
Mm-hmm.
say, like, is there one particular day that stands out? Like you said, and you taught us this, Friday is the day that
Mm-hmm.
you want to work your money, and Thursday, you might want to work something else, so forth and so on. So that's just sort of my question to
What
you.
does that look like? So here's a very beautiful thing. A key to unlocking your power is the routine and the evolution. And so people say, how can you have a routine and evolve? So the routine, for example, every day for me, I get up, I'm going to first give myself about 30 minutes to make sure I'm on this side of the veil. Okay. Making sure I'm on this side of the veil. After that, honor the spirits living in your house. So I'm going to honor my animals and Dela and Basil and Sage. And then from there, before I get to me, I'm going to go ahead and get to my ancestors. Ancestors next. During that time is also my time. And the thing about it is this, because it's very important for people to understand, a lot of individuals are looking for this. I'm trying to hear, I'm trying to see. That's not reality. Show up, give your gratitude. What, and I want to really, really show you something. Is there a certain thing that you say to your ancestor, a certain prayer, a certain um, statement, or anything in particular that you say to your people every time?
Yes, and I was actually inspired to write it at the first working ritual weekend when you had us do that ancestor elevation. That was kind of one of the things that I was inspired to do. And part of my personal journey is saying that sort of opening prayer or acknowledgement, however you want to phrase it.
Yes.
Um,
So the thing is, doing that every day, regardless of what that time is, the routine is to do it every day. Do you know what the evolution of that looks like?
I suspect for me, the evolution of that will look like seeing like my children sort of going in.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is the evolution. So the routine is doing it. The evolution is making sure those babies know it. And it will evolve, not that it will become so much a different prayer or a different declaration or invocation, but it evolves with the time in the way of, it may be, thank you for my love, my money, my and my spiritual protection, right? But then one day your children are going to understand the power of your tongue and the power that your mouth creates. And they're going to say, you know what? And we're also going to thank them for our health. So it begins to be added on to a greater form of gratitude, a deeper form of gratitude, and it evolves throughout the time in that way. So, super important to understand that, number one. The next thing I always do is I'm always going to cleanse house and roads before I get out here in these streets. And I'm always going to bless house and roads before I get in these streets. I also make sure that there's a certain time, and I always try to, I think I've mentioned this before, you should have your daily things that you do. Then what do you do weekly? Well, what's the difference and why does it matter? Well, daily, again, I can give thank you. But weekly, I feed my people on a Sunday or on a Saturday or on a Friday. But whatever that is for me and mine, that's what I do weekly for my people. Then monthly, I'm going to clean my space. Like really give a good clean and wash down, take everything off, make sure everybody looking good, making sure the sun hasn't faded, no photos. If I got to replace one or whatever, or somebody looking crooked, might want to rearrange. Seasonally, I need to make sure that I am celebrating those births on my ancestor spaces. And annually, we have a particular thing we do in the Institute. Okay. So now that's with my ancestors. Backing on up like a U-Haul truck. Daily, what do I do for my money? Weekly, what do I do for my money? Monthly, what I do for my money? Seasonally, what I do for my money? Annually, what I do for my money? Backing on up like a U-Haul truck. What am I doing for love? Daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, annually. Back it on up. My health. Now, here's the thing about it. You can do that for your money, your love, your health, and your spiritual well-being, right? On a spiritual platform. And then you got to back it up again. You know why? Because now I need to ask, in the things that I did I solely do them with both feet in the spirit? Or did I do one in spirit and one in the mundane? Because if you don't have both, what are you doing? Because prayer without work is dead.
Absolutely.
So it's super important to understand. So what does that look like? Okay. Well, again, I'm going to smoke out my house. That's on the spiritual front. I'm going to bless my house, smoke it as well. I sit those ashes out at my front door. On the mundane, what am I doing? Sweeping. So there's the intention or the deliberacy of the working, but it cannot be so free and frivolous and it's just, oh, I'm just bringing this and it's done. What are you doing? Because what key element is must be not accessed, because I don't want you to say things that can give away some things, but what is the working in hoodoo?
I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking me because I don't. I know what I want to say, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm
Yes, giving too much, I understand. So the question is, you know the answer. I know that you know the answer.
okay.
What is, Jessica said it here, action.
Okay.
It's the action. So
Oh. Okay.
yes. So I like to say thank you for what you are in my life. Thank you for what you do. May your love be everlasting protection and guidance, etc. That's perfect, Jessica. I love that. There's really great insight to how to stay consistent. Thanks for asking, Tanisha. Yes. And so it's the action. The action is hello, Marcel. How are you doing? Um, so it is the action. So it does. So yes, you can, of course, do things very frivolous, very loosely and all of those things. But we know that when it's time for us to do a cleansing, I think my waters are, except this one is over in the next thing. But we understand that I could easily do this and just go, well, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Or I can do this. One's going to do something and the other one's not going to do much of anything. So it is literally making sure that the intentionality is met with action, no matter what it is that you're doing. Okay?
That was a very, very beautiful response.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. So that's all the questions that that's the only question that I had. But you hit the nail on the head and answered so many great points. And I'm sure the response was not only a help to me, but the other folks joining the live as well. So
Super, merci. Thank you for asking the question. I greatly appreciate it.
thanks. Take it easy.
Thank you, merci. So the working is the action. Exactly. So it's just very important to be aware, especially when we are talking about that space of consistency. And I want to make this part clear as well. It wasn't that our people was always doing this ritualistic, gotta do this and do that. No, that becomes a chore, it becomes an obligation, it becomes a distraction, to be honest. It becomes a distraction, to be honest, and it becomes so much work. It's just so much work that you're doing and you're doing and you're doing, and that's not what it is. Um, and so it's very important to understand what you're going to do and then how you're going to do it. What you're going to do and how you are going to do it. So, thank you again, Tanisha, for asking that question, because it can become a little bit confusing. And again, I'm not saying, again, if you heard me, I didn't sit here and give you da 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 da, do this. You have to identify. You have to identify what those things are for you. And let me also explain this. The way that you have to identify that takes time. Why? Can anybody answer why it would take you time to know how does that routine look with fire versus water versus earth versus smoke, air? Why would it why would it take a little bit of time? Jessica, it's almost like you graduated from the institute or something. You have to build a relationship to figure out how it works with you. Exactement. Exactement. Très bien, Jessica. Très bien, bien joué. Tu as très raison. Oui. It's about that relationship. What is your relationship with protection, fire, versus protection, water, salt, dirt, look, Kim, whatever you got to do. So, like, it's super important that you understand, that element. And it's also important to understand and this is why consistency is important. I have to show up every day or every week or every Tuesday, every Monday, every other Monday, every other Saturday, every other month, whatever it is important that you literally have built a consistent base so that you can see, this happens this way, this happens that way, so forth and so on. This way, when it's time for you to implement this or exercise this in your day to day, is not, oh my goodness, I did this and then this happened, wrong or right. You know, you know. Um, so there's that. But I am just honored and I'm so grateful for you all. Again, I want to just briefly um, just say, I don't know if there's any current institute students that are here that may want to come in and speak about, I mean, not students, graduates that are here that wants to share their graduation experience before I wrap this up here. Um, and yes, Nazarene, we um, officially eating. Queen, I totally understand this. I just moved back to my house, to my home state, and with the move, I've been exhausted. Last weekend, I was assaulted in my own home by family. Wow. My home was unprotected. I knew better. Yes. Now they're going to have to learn better. Period. Teach them how to treat you. The elements work different for each of them may work differently with you. Exactly. Yes, graduates, please share. Jessica says yes. So if you're here, you want to share, you're more than welcome to. If not, again, I just want to say first and foremost, we had an incredible time, but I do want to just remind everybody that we do have the working ritual weekend that is available right now. There are limited spots and spaces. Somebody did mention earlier that that the cabins were selling out quickly. Remember, if you have, if you're a part of the virtual coven or the Spellcast podcast or the Conjure South Hoodoo Institute, you get, you have a coupon that allows you to get a certain percentage off of the Working Ritual Weekend. That is the virtual coven, Spellcast podcast, and Institute students and alumni that is available. You can go into our little secret spots and utilize that for both of these things. Also, and if you are unaware of this, is a 3-day weekend here in Mobile in the middle of the woods. There is the option of actually staying with me in a cabin where I will give you a reading in person and all kinds of great, wonderful things. I want to briefly just see. Hmm. Well, that's odd because I thought. Hmm. Let me see real quick. Um. I want to just let everybody know that there are limited spaces for these. And let me ask Cameron, I see what cabin that you got. When you ordered, Cameron, did it show you how many were available? If you don't mind me asking, when you ordered, because it's showing that there's X amount left, and it really should, because two of you already have this one that you purchased, and it should be one less spot. And I just want to make sure. I'm not camera ready. You're fine. I'll give you another opportunity at a different time. So, yes, but even after I purchased it, it remained the same. Okay, so there may be something. How many did it say that was there when you went to purchase? Um, okay, so Isis No shows that there's no more Peter's cabins. There's no more Peter cabins left. How many did it show when you purchased yours, Cam? Okay, when you purchased, it said 4. And after you purchased, it said the same thing. Because I'm looking at it, because you and someone else, I'm pretty certain, have the same one. I'm going to double check real quick. I'm going to have to adjust that because I'm not trying to have any kind of any kind of okay. No, I think I was wrong, actually. I was wrong. So no, I was wrong. So no, I think it's right actually, Cam. Alrighty, so we still have 3 spaces for that one. All right, no worries. So anyways, that is available. I do just want to communicate that yes, that is correct. Alrighty. On my end it says 3, so we're good. We're good. So anyways, all of that to say, number 1, that use your coupons, and also remember that you can separate your payments into 4 easy payments. In addition to our July community service, which is available right now. Remember, I always give a special treat for those to get their bundles. You do not have a week to get this. Wednesday is the last day to get this service, and Wednesday is the last day to get this service, and the service will be held on Friday. So just keep that in mind. There are limited spots for that. Working virtual weekend. Here are the cabins and those kind of things. And just to end this live, again, I would just want to say I'm so happy for the summer 2024 graduates, and also to, again, I don't want to bombard you all with this, and I know that some of you have asked and told me to bring it up. If you are so willing and so kind to assist me in my GoFundMe as I am attempting to start a family via IVF and the surrogacy journey, the link is over in the bio. Please share it with those that you think that that would be willing to give. And one last time for those graduates, you all have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. I will see you very soon. How has this experience thus far been for you in the Conjure Counseling Institute to date?
To know that the things that I thought about and questioned as a child, all those things have been answered. Even whether or not I asked them out loud or if anybody knew what I was thinking, every last question has been answered, and some things have been confirmed, and I'm just excited that I got an opportunity to be here.
Yes.
The consistency makes it a lifestyle. Like you're about that life, like you're putting it first.
What will you take away from the foraging today?
Well, first of what nature has to offer, how many things you can utilize in one plant, and elevating the understanding of that, and then the different seasons from a foraging aspect, and that it's all connected with the elements, and magic is just the bonus of it.
You know, a lot of people confuse the idea of appreciation and gratitude. Gratitude is the action of appreciation. Appreciation is simply the acknowledgement of it.
But it was really good. I'm a very visual person, so to see you manipulate and be in that element, that was really, I was very intrigued by that.
Yes.
Because just to see as you breathe, the way you move, the way you walk, and how nature responds to it, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you.